Hey everyone, it is Tuesday, almost 7 o'clock in the evening, and I am sitting here telling myself, you goofed off this weekend. But then I got to looking at my list of things that I've crossed off. No, my problem is I tried to cram too much into one weekend, and I only did kind of bare minimum meal prepping for me. So tonight's the night I am going to dig out my produce bin first and go through that because I know there are things that either need to get chopped up right this minute and thrown in the freezer, or they need to get thrown in the oven and roasted or whatever tonight, because I don't like to waste food. So I've got to get at that produce bin before I have regrets. So I'm going to have a look see at that, and then maybe another protein or two that I can meal prep because I've got just a little bit of sausage left from my grilling this weekend. That was all so delicious, but a little bit of sausage isn't going to get me through the rest of the week. So let's spin around and I'll go through this produce bin with you guys. All right, here's the produce bin. Let's give her a dig, you guys. These are snow peas that I got on clearance at Sprouts a couple weeks ago, and they still look usable, right? So stir fry tomorrow night. I'm not eating dinner tonight. I'm skipping. I did an Aldi haul on April 4th, and I got some produce, and I filmed it. And I look cute and everything, and you guys, I lost the footage. That's the way it goes. So $38 spent a week ago at Aldi, 12 of which was produce. Anyway, back to business here. These I've had, gosh, at least 6-8 weeks. Need to be doing something with those. Half an onion. Oh, this broccoli, yeah, that's definitely on its last leg. I think that's okay. Smells okay. Definitely that's got to get cooked up tonight. Limes. Who doesn't love limes and lemons in the spring and summer? I'm really bad about not getting them used up, though. These still look all good enough. A week from now, I probably can't say that. So another half of an onion. Cabbage that I plan to make egg rolls with. Good. It's very heavy. These Brussels sprouts I got 2 weeks ago. 99 cents for a 2-pound bag. And other than the ends looking a little dark, oxification from being cut, I don't see any mold or anything going on. The rest of these, I did stick a big wad of paper towels in there, and I think that probably helped. So yay! And I have 4 pieces of bacon in there, with good intention. I made last weekend planning to roast some of these, and I did get around to it. So I did carrots for Easter, roasted carrots. These are in solid shape. But I never got around to making that carrot cake oatmeal. It's like a baked oatmeal, and I really want to try that. So I may have to get into that Friday, not tonight, because I'm not eating tonight. I'm trying to do that intermittent fasting thing. So I'm going to roast some veggies, and I may or may not cook some protein. Probably not, because I've got all that pre-cooked grilled chicken from Springer Mountain Farms. Okay, so these zucchinis, definitely they need to get roasting. This guy, I'm probably gonna have to cut his little end off there. He's a little squishy, but the rest of him looks and feels fine. He got a little marred up, scraped, but he's still firm. So definitely using him tonight. This guy probably can make it 3 or 4 more days. Oh my goodness, a little tiny skip of baby carrots. They're in good shape, so definitely roast those with the zucchini. A wrinkly jalapeno. I buy them with plans to cook with these because I want them to be fresh in the recipe. Then I don't get it done and I put them in the freezer. And I know I have at least 2 in the freezer right now. So I really got to quit doing that. Anyway, we'll see if I can come up with something. He's very wrinkly, but maybe I can include him in something later in the week and not actually freeze him. We'll see. All right, so there's my empty veggie bin. It needs a rinse. I'll do that off camera. Right now I'm going to show you my little apple cart, but I've got to move you, so come with me. All right. You guys, you know how you have those chores that you pass by and you're just like, okay, I need to do that. I need to do that. And you just keep saying it and not doing it. And then finally one day you're so grossed out. That's probably just me, but I clean, but I don't want to clean nonstop. And sometimes certain things get neglected. And long story short, what got neglected very badly was this cart. I would have shown you the before, but it was so embarrassing. I couldn't I took it outside and pressure washed it. So 4 oranges, these are still in good shape. These apples, I meal prepped a bunch of those, but that was also part of my Aldi produce run. I got a 5-pound bag of Red Delicious for $3, most of which is what's still here. And I did the baked apples out of whatever I had had on hand that was still in good shape, but now it's all in the freezer to go on my oatmeal. And now let's take a look out in the produce bin. These russet potatoes are growing eyes, and it's too late in the year to try to start another pot of potatoes here in southeast Florida. So forget that. I've just got to get those used up. I might put 2 of them on the pan of roasted veggies. The red potatoes, I got those 2 or 3 weeks ago at Aldi. They're all still in good enough shape. I think they'll last another week or 2 without rushing to use them. But down here, I really need to be using this acorn squash. I can tell by the color he doesn't have any green left. And I've got to hope he's still in good enough shape when I cut him open. And then the spaghetti squash has been here almost as long as that acorn squash, but I can tell she's still in good condition. Same thing with the butternut squash. I got this on the last hurrah of like, I think 69 cents a pound at Aldi. I want to tell you, right after I got back from the holidays, I just can't remember. Okay, and then the onions on this side are good, but the red ones, that's one thing about Aldi. Seems like a lot of their potatoes and onions kind of thing must have been in storage a long time before it ever made it to the store. So I think I'm going to end up chopping up, the 2 out of the 4 that I have left. Whichever one is the firmest will be the 2 I keep out, and the other 2 I'm going to chop up and put in the freezer. So that's it for my produce, guys. We're going to take a quick look at what I've pulled out to meal prep right now, and then a fast look at what I've put back in the produce bin and I'll use in a few days. All right, this is what I'm going to do a slam bam meal prep on right quick. It's going to take me 5-10 minutes of chopping, 30 minutes of roasting, maybe an extra 15 on the squash. But then I'll have some fresh veggies ready to roll for the next few days during the week. And then taking a look over here real quick. Here's what I put back in my bin. But first, let me say, yes, I know my bin is all janky and taped. And yes, that's my fault. Never mind that story. So the reason why that I haven't replaced it yet is it's crazy expensive, like $100 to get one of these bins. And it's a Samsung refrigerator, just crazy. Okay, back to the business at hand. So here's what I'm not going to get into for at least 2 or 3 days. But gosh, it adds up so quick at the store, doesn't it? I don't want to waste a thing if I can help it. So I love to take an analytical look at things now and then. And I decided for the first time ever, it would be interesting to see how much I've been spending on average per month on just produce. So here's a look-see, and I threw out December because I traveled, I was sick, and I ended up spending an average of $62 over the last few months on just produce. That's about a third or more of my grocery budget when I'm not doing a pantry challenge. So I'm sure hoping once my garden is in full bloom, I can save 20 or 30 a month. Crazy out there. I'm just going to chop all these veggies. They're going on this pan. I am going to do rosemary, garlic, onion with the Brussels sprouts. And the rest of these are all going to get this lemon pepper seasoning, which I fell back in love with after I did my Spice Bits and Bites edition. I'll put a link here if you guys want to check that out. Anyway, that's good stuff. And I'm not going to show you my garden, but I will tell you I've got enough peppers that have grown that I'm willing to be patient on my peppers out there. And I've got a ton of kale. I can't keep up with the kale now. So those are all good problems to have. And I'm going to get on with meal prep. What I wanted to show you here is this acorn squash, still good and firm. I'm going to scrape these seeds out and put it in here and bake these halves with a little olive oil in the oven at the same time as these roasted veg. Lots of olive oil. So I don't have any kielbasa in here, so this is going to cook fairly dry if I don't use much oil. I've decided to go with butter fudge because I had just that much left on my little butter plate, and I don't want to mess with opening a new bottle of olive oil tonight. Guys, this may not be the most professional way to do rosemary, but I just chop it up with scissors because I don't like the long strands. I feel like they get stuck in my throat. They've got to be chopped up or I'm not excited about it. It's almost 8 o'clock, so I'm trying to buzz through this and throw it in the oven, right? Goodness, how does it go by so fast, you guys? I don't know. I'm going to throw the stems on there just for the extra flavor while it's cooking and pick them out later. The flaked salt, you guys, you just have to. If you have not tried flaked salt, I'm telling you, it's a winner. All these veggies for one person. Here's a look at the finished roasted veggies, the Brussels, and then the mixed veg with the lemon pepper. And I've decided the acorn squash only needs about 5 more minutes, and then I'll be pulling that out. Well, guys, I just wanted to take you outside really quick. It's exactly 8 o'clock here on Tuesday, April 9th. And it would be even lighter if we didn't have so many storm clouds. This is West over here. Well, this is the first time I've checked out my planter beds under the party lights. I think they're so pretty. Definitely worth the 80 bucks and the time spent putting them together. Well, now it is Thursday, 5:15. I just made it home from work and I have a bunch of veggies in the fridge and no proteins. So I need to get to meal prep and a little bit of protein to eat with those veggies tonight and tomorrow too. And let me take you with you on what I'm gonna get up to with that. Okay guys, it is getting stormy out there, so windy. I hope it doesn't tear up my garden. Oh no, I am so hungry, I have the hiccups. I've not eaten since a yogurt bowl at 10 o'clock this morning. I gotta get this protein cooking going. I'm going for fast and easy. I think I'll make that salmon, but for tomorrow night. For tonight, I'm just gonna do some quick chicken and whatnot. If you saw a prior Bits and Bites video, well, freezer inventory video, you know, I have a ton of this chicken, which has been waiting in here since last summer. I bought it while the girls were still here. So instead of getting into anything else, I'm just gonna throw 2 or 3 of these in the air fryer and have those with the veggies I've already made because simple, starving, yes, go. That's the game plan. All right, in the course of pawing through these bins, I spotted a couple of things that I definitely want to use up this weekend. This baked tofu, Sprouts clearance. I'm gonna make that pan of shrimp scampi, and I think I'll make this baked tofu to go with it. The salmon, the scampi, so it's gonna be a seafoody kind of weekend. Now back to the cooking because I am starving. I don't know how good these are gonna be, guys. On a scale of 0 meaning I can't eat it and 5 it's the most delicious thing I've ever had in my life. I'm hoping for a 2. Well, you know, there's always hope, but if I can get to a 2. Otherwise, if they're awfully freezer burn tasting, I'll just grab out some of my Springer Mountain Farms chicken and eat that. Well, here's my Thursday night dinner, you guys. This is the chicken tenders. These are the chicken tempura, I think the package called it. I made 3 of these and 1 of those just to hedge my bets. I'm not sure about either one, but whatever. And then if you saw a prior shopping video, I got this pasta on such a great deal. I made a package of it last Sunday, and this is the last little bit of it that I had in the fridge, along with my precious pumpkin marinara and the veg, of course. So yeah, that's dinner. Barely a 2, guys, so this is where the rest of that went. Thank you guys for coming along with me on my easy button meal prepping. Sometimes that's just the best way to do things, right? I'm gonna have a glass of wine, sit down and relax a little bit. And I am gonna get to more meal prepping this weekend, I'm sure. Might get a video up on that next week. Thanks again for stopping in, and I will see you guys on the next one.